Yeah, it's Kidz Day.
Kidz Day, Kidz Day, Kidz Day, Kidz Day, Kidz Day, oh! Kidz Day, Kidz Day, Kidz Day, oh! Kidz Day, Kidz Day, Kidz Day, oh!
Mayhem and destruction in Union Square. Thousands rushing in, lured by the promise of free video game systems. Instead, that promise leading to violence and dozens of arrests.
And that includes the man who sparked the whole thing, a social media influencer with 20 million followers being questioned by police right
20 mil. Oh, man, I got to start doing this
now.
Eyewitness News reporters Stefan Kim and Josh Einiger in the middle of the mayhem this afternoon as it all played out, and they're live again tonight.
I'm here reporting live from Union Square, where thousands of kids gathered to say,
"Give us pizza or give us death."
And that
New York City is nothing without pizza.
Mayhem.
I had thousands of kids out there. I needed thousands of parents out there.
All those kids had been summoned to Union Square Park by a social media influencer named Kai Cenat, who has 20 million followers online.
The power of social media, and I spoke about it earlier. The power of social media, the danger of social media. We went from 300 kids to a couple of thousand kids in minutes.
Wow.
Minutes.
So yeah, looks like
Kidz Day.
Kidz Day got a little out of control in Union Square, in the greatest city in the world.
In New York.
In New York City. Things got a little out of hand, and the man of the hour now, what's the guy's name? Kai Cenat. And I just want to pay my respects to the leader of
Kidz Day.
Kai Cenat by looking at a few of his greatest moments, which are really probably the greatest moments in Zoomer entertainment. So let's take a look. Okay, I forgot this was him, but he was one of the early guys to get Ice Spice on his stream. Check, this is how it's done right here. Check this out.
Cause I know people is fiending for you.
You know what's crazy? Like, I like niggas that's not famous. Period.
Oh, I don't that internet like.
You famous though?
Yo, this nigga, no,
he's moving like a pick me right now. Like he's giving a pick me.
Yo, I was never a famous type of nigga. You feel what I'm saying? 'Cause I ain't famous. I ain't with that. That's crazy. Like, I really don't fuck with that shit. Like,
you got 109,000 people here. You're not famous?
Nah, cause that's you. Like, you famous. Like, so you bring the crowd out. You feel what I'm saying? You feel what I'm saying? So it's like I was never a famous type of nigga.
I mean, who amongst us, guys? Who amongst us? If you had Ice Spice on your stream, you wouldn't just tell her whatever she wants to hear. Oh yeah, Ice Spice, I'm famous. She's like, I don't really like famous guys. No, I'm not that famous, actually. That's not even my account, really. Actually, you're famous. You're famous, and I'm the not famous one, so technically I'm exactly what you're looking for, so what do you think? There's like 1 million people in his chat. Ice Spice, munch. He's like, I don't even know those people. This is not even my account. Okay, and this next one is a thing that you have to do if you're an influencer, okay? If you're trying to be a multi-million influencer out there, you got to go to Japan and just completely embarrass yourself. And this right here, maybe one of the greatest moments probably one of the greatest moments in Zoomer entertainment. Here we go.
Can I get a picture?
Of course. Damn, you look good, shorty.
Thank you.
What your name is?
Amy.
How old you is?
16.
Here we go. God bless, bro. Oh.
Can I still get a picture?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Thank you.
Yeah. How long do you here?
Okay, I'm being a little bit hard on old Kai here, but most of the content that I've seen from him does just seem like wacky, fun, Zoomer content. So I can't be too mad at him. But he is in his early 20s, so he does seem to get into these little misadventures often. But in honor of Kidz Day, I want to take a look at some issues facing the Utes of America or whatever, who cares. And I wanted to start by looking at one of our favorite political commentators forever. For like the 100 years. That's right, he's a mean old bastard. He's becoming a mean old bastard who's sick of these goddamn kids. That's right, Bill Maher.
Score of LGBTQ plus.
Yeah.
And I've heard A put in there. It's like, why would you want to let's take everything that isn't heterosexuality and, just lump us all in together in this big soup? It reminds me of the, just lump us all in together in this big soup. It reminds me of the beginning of Gilligan's Island. That was a show well before you were born. And the first year, they went, The Gilligan, the skipper too, the millionaire and his wife, the movie star, and the rest. There's only 2 other cast members, and they were like, "Wait,
Bill, I order you to calm down. I'm doing a citizen's arrest on you to calm down." Okay, I watched this whole Bill Maher interview, and this is kind of a funny part where he's giving this 23-year-old a hard time for not knowing what Gilligan's Island is.
I'm an older person, and I barely know what that stupid hunk of garbage is, you know what I mean?
But anyway, that's not the most important thing. Later, Bill Maher gets into some real Ute hating. Check this out.
What they learn, if they learn anything, I mean, all they do now is turn out these America hating. I hate to sound like one of you people, but it's so true.
One of us people.
It's just they have turned these kids into. I just read this story that like 70% of Gen Z. The question was, is America worse than ever, or worse than 50 years ago? And I think most of them said it's either one or the other, maybe both for some of the questions, but definitely they thought it was worse than it was 50 years ago.
Okay.
Which is just preposterous. I mean, it's just ignorant. You know, it's just ignorant. And the fact that the parents don't slap their little brats and say, you know what, can I tell you how things, because that's what my upbringing was.
Right.
Maybe it was too much back then. It was a lot
Bill.
of, you know, oh, you're crying? I'll give you something to cry about. Why, when I was a kid, bread was a nickel. You know, there was a lot of that. We could use a little more of that.
I agree.
Okay, so Bill Maher's talking about this poll where he's like, these Gen Z, these Zoomers, these goddamn Zoomers who don't respect their dead, because they go like this. They believe that America's worse off now than it was 50 years ago. And there's a New York Post article about this crap. It's called The Ruinous Miseducation of Gen Z, who actually believe America's worse off today. This is from the New York Post article. The average college student graduates with nearly $30,000 in debt, but if a stunning new poll is anything to go by, students shell out all those tuition dollars just to finish remarkably misinformed. Oh, God. North Dakota State University researchers polled students from 131 colleges and universities, and the results are quite something. Oh, God. So Bill Maher and this New York Post article are like, these little brats.
And the fact that the parents don't slap their little brats and
these little turds, they don't know. They don't know.
All we had when I was a kid was Rock'em Sock'em Robots and Charleston Chews, and they have much better now.
They really think these kids are toilets. But I couldn't find the results of this poll actually linked in this New York Post article, so I dug it up myself.
Because I'm a pretty cool guy.
Okay, so you can find this online. It's pretty interesting. It's 2023 American College Student Freedom, Progress, and Flourishing Survey by NDSU. The relevant part here is Section 2, Human Progress, Attitudes about the Future, and National Pride. Oh, and National... And this poll was conducted by...
C.K. Louis.
I don't know who that is.
C.K. Louis, the comedian.
Oh, he's a comedian, okay. Okay, so here's the most relevant part. Less than half of students say the world has gotten better over the last 50 years. Here's the interesting part. Liberal/liberal leaning, and these are the real little brats, little turds, these liberal college students. They were actually the most likely to say that it's gotten better. So 49% say it's gotten better, 40% say it's gotten worse. Here's the part that they're not gonna like. Conservative students were more likely to say it's gotten worse than liberal students. So it's 46% to 46% better and worse. Okay, and this might be the most interesting part of this poll, and it kind of shows that it's a little more nuanced than these little shits, these little turds. It's a little bit more of a nuanced view, especially in the liberal/liberal leaning. So this minority of liberal/liberal leaning students who were like, yeah, it's gotten worse. They think it's gotten worse because there's not enough government rules, regulations, and abilities to redistribute resources. So that's kind of interesting. Like Reagan was president 42 years ago, and you have stuff like this, NBC News, U.S. income inequality at highest levels in 50 years. Economic gap growing in Heartland. You know, if you just read the New York Post crap, it's like these little turds back in my day.
Back in my day,
we had to bully people in person and not through social media or whatever. It's a little bit more nuanced than that, and it's a little bit more like, yeah, that makes sense.
That's kind of Bill Maher. He's just pissed off at the Utes.
And
you're hurting the kid. You're hurting the kids.
Okay, so anyway, there's that, and then Bill Maher has this young lady on. She's the one who's kind of becoming famous because she doesn't want transgender swimmers. Bill Maher gets into some
weird
territory here. Here we go.
Anyway, so you're in Georgia. You're in the locker room. There's this guy with a big dick who you're.
Okay,
now,
Bill.
when you're swimming, doesn't the dick get in the way, or is it work as a?
Okay, that's it. That's it. I am doing a citizen's arrest on Bill for public nuisancery.
Joining me now, 2024 GOP presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy. So,
okay, who? I think I speak for all of us when I say never heard of him. Never heard of him, never will. Huh? Who is he?
Thanks so much for joining the program.
Okay.
Good to be here. How you doing?
Good, good. So we have these young voters. I'm a millennial myself. That was Gen Z. You
Yes.
gained some support amongst that group.
Okay, this is an interesting one, too. These kids, these goddamn kids, I call them.
These little rats.
They're also causing problems in, like, how they're voting or something. But there is a guy who's trying to fix this. His name is, well, what is this guy's name?
But I think a lot of young voters were surprised when you proposed a constitutional amendment to lower the age to vote, unless they take a civics exam, raise the age, voting, unless they took a civics exam or joined the military. Why did you do this, sir?
Why would you do this? What? Let me ask you this. What's wrong with you, exactly? Please explain. Okay, so this guy who's one of the more annoying, one of the more Republican presidential candidates, he wants to do a constitutional amendment to raise the voting age to 25 unless you serve in the military or pass a civics test. But there's something to the notion that, quote, you value a country more, you value anything more, including a country, that you don't just simply inherit, but that you have a stake in building and creating in some way. So right off the bat, it's like, oh, I took a test. You know, I had to jump through this. I had to jump through this additional hoop. You know, I had to take time off from whatever I'm doing to take a civics test to be able to vote. I'm going to vote better.
I'm going to vote better.
I had to memorize a bunch of who knows what they're going to put on this test, especially if it's a guy like this. Oh, I memorized a bunch of crap to pass a test to vote. Now I'm going to vote way harder and better. No, this is literally just a way to get less people to vote. None of the defenses of this make sense. It's a not even veiled way to make people who they don't love, who Republicans don't like, to vote less. It's you're hurting the kids because they're going like this. The proposal has almost no chance of enactment, and politically it is perilous. In separate conversations with Politico, this guy's own staff expressed discomfort with the proposal. He has no polling on how such a proposal might land with voters. He had been convinced to hold off. His aides believe the idea would not be received well. Quote, most of the team has not been for this, a campaign advisor who was granted anonymity to discuss internal conversations said. Yeah, it doesn't seem great. Doesn't seem that great. It would disproportionately affect Democrats' electoral prospects since Gen Z voters decidedly skew left.
Reaching young voters is critical, but what I see across the country, Lawrence, is that young people are hungry for a cause.
Okay.
They're hungry for purpose and meaning and identity.
Okay.
And we live in a time in our national history when faith, patriotism, hard work, family, these things have disappeared. So yes, I think we do need to revive a sense of a civic duty to satisfy that moral hunger for purpose and meaning.
Yeah, this definitely checks out. You know, young people, they're hungry for purpose and meaning. So how do we give them purpose and meaning? Making it harder to vote. Making you have to memorize a bunch of crap to pass a test to vote if you're under 25. What's wrong with this guy? That's what I would ask. What's wrong with you? Why are you doing this? Oh, he is doing this to be famous. He is doing this to sell books and get on Tim Pool's show, I think. So it looks like there's some evidence that younger people are voting more. This is from NPR. Turnout among young voters was the second highest for a midterm in the past 30 years. Whoa, wow.
Every single person on this planet is gay.
Okay, I don't see how that's relevant, but...
You're hurting the kids.
Those buttons are close together. This is from ABC. Young voters, quote, canceled out, unquote, midterm voters over 65. Whoa. Blocking GOP gains, experts say. Voters under 30 notably favor Democrats this cycle, data shows. Oh, wow. So this might be some of that, but I also think these older Republicans, they're also just really annoyed at kids. They're just kind of annoyed at young people and their youth, I think. Kind of like Bill Maher, these goddamn kids kind of thing. And it's funny because they're the same people who really want young people to have families and have kids and stuff. They really want everybody to have more kids, but they also are super annoyed by kids. Have a kid. And then the kid comes out, they're like, you're annoying. Okay, this is a Fox News segment, and even this Fox News guy is like, this seems stupid. Here, watch this.
There is a little bit of shock at first,
right,
to say that, wait a minute, I have civic duties. I have to actually pass the same civics test that an immigrant had to pass to become a citizen.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, Vivek, but they're not immigrants, though. They were born Americans. We give those to people that want to become Americans.
Okay.
I mean, even if you look at even conservative...
My whole point, Lawrence.
But even if you look at conservative groups, like the leading organization to get constitutional amendments is the Convention of States. They want to limit government. I think it's rare that you see a Republican that wants some type of overreach of government to take rights away.
Right. When it'll help him out. Right. Yeah, that seems weird, right? That seems kind of...
Weird. Pendejo.
Yeah, so I don't know. It seems kind of stupid and insane and dumb. But kids love this. Kids love this. Or one kid loves this. Or a person with the face, the head of a kid. What's the guy's name? Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk 11. Vivek's new voting age proposal is causing quite a stir. Good. Without debating all the finer points, our founding fathers believed voters should have skin in the game. If someone is going to decide the future of the country, they should have something to lose if the country declines. This kind of does make it seem like they're trying to get more people to join the military, more young people. They have skin in the game. Okay, so military recruitment is down. So you're going to try to make people join the military in order to vote? But if we believe this, they should take a test. Taking a civics test in order to vote if you're under 25 puts more skin in the game. More skin in the game. Oh, I wasted time. Memorizing stuff for a test. To memorize a bunch of crap for a meaningless test that's intended to keep me from voting. Now I'm more invested. Invested in what? I don't know. Surveys in the past have shown that most people would likely fail a basic multiple choice citizenship test. One survey found that just 36% of respondents actually passing such a test. That's another funny part, that it's just younger people. It just happens to be the people that we kind of want to target to stop voting because they're voting the way we don't like. Why would you not do everybody has to pass this test if you're serious about it? Okay, so we're kind of vaguely annoyed by the Utes. They believe that
New York City is nothing without pizza.
So we're kind of annoyed by kids. We also want to try to keep them from voting. But I guess the way we know that these, conservatives or whatever, the way we know that they care about kids is because they're really into that Sound of Freedom movie.
In 2023, if the protection and preservation of children's safety and innocence is not something that we can all find common ground on, regardless of our political persuasions, it's hard not to feel like all is lost. Okay. I was not emotionally prepared for the new film Sound of Freedom when I walked into the movie theater. And I'm not someone who actually does necessarily believe in God or not believe. I would like to be pilled on it.
Yeah.
But, I feel like I have seen godlessness, though.
Yeah, you have.
In the sense...
We all have.
Oh, hell yeah. Look at Roseanne. Oh, damn. Hold on. I got to get a look at Roseanne. Hold on. Damn. Okay. Look, Roseanne's kind of lost her mind a little bit, but damn, she does look cool. We got to admit that. She does look cool for an older person. My girl's looking like...
a crystal flute.
All have,
yeah. I've seen people so devoid of God and of purpose and of goodness that they might as well be the devil. They might as well be godless. And it's hard not to see that coming out to play with this movie, Right. How anyone can fix their mouth to slander this movie.
I know.
Is insane. And it's really interesting.
And...
That's in the Bible. No.
How many views she got on this? 373K in one day. God damn. She still does get a lot of views.
Those views got me saying, Dad!
Okay, yeah, so this is still going on with this Sound of Freedom movie. Whatever. This is not that hard to understand. It's like, yeah, anybody who is really trying to stop human trafficking, child trafficking, that's good. I think the vast majority can agree with that. I think what people have a problem with is Jim Caviezel is a certified lunatic. And the other guy, some of the reporting has been like, there are cases where this guy might actually be causing even more harm than good. So we're dealing with kind of an unreliable narrator a little bit with that guy. I also watched a totally legal copy of this movie. I totally paid the ticket price and I watched it. And I do like the idea. I do like the idea that if you don't like a movie, if you think a movie is boring, that says something about your beliefs as a person. Like, I really hope they apply this to all movies. Yeah, I didn't like The Godfather. It's boring. Oh, so you hate Italians. I didn't like the House Party remake. Oh, you hate partying. You hate partying. I didn't like Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. Oh, I see. So you think that if a cult in the middle of the jungle is doing human sacrifices, that a college professor adventurer and his hot sidekick and his little Asian kid sidekick should not go in there to retrieve the stones. Those stones, by the way, being sacred. Man, you're sick. You're sick. Also, I guess Dr. Jones shouldn't have drank the antidote to the poison that he just drank. Wow.
Man, you're sick.
Love you guys so much. Hope you're keeping it
weird.
And always keep that thing on you. And by thing, I mean
a crystal flute.
Love you. Bye-bye.
Oh, hey, guys.
Guess what? You're not even getting the whole show. If you want every episode and a whole bunch of other
subscribe on Patreon.
Subscribe on Patreon for as little as 2 bones. Just click the stupid little link below the video in the comments.
See, right there.
There you go. Click it, and that, yep. When you become a patron for as little as 2 bones, you get the Tuesday, Thursday, patron-only episodes. You also get the weekly Book Oblega show where we talk about important books. The questions and comments thing where you can ask questions and make comments and all this crap.
All for less than the price of a rancid Charleston chew.
And for only 25 putrid little dollars,
you could become a producer.
That's right, support the show and get your name up here. Look at these people. Look at these people, it make the show possible, okay? God. I mean, without these beautiful people, this show goes straight into the dumpster. A rotten, just wet, disgusting dumpster, behind a restaurant. So there's old milk in there. That's where this show ends up without these people. Is that what you want? Okay, I guess it's what you want. I'll just leave. Nope, it's done. It's too late. Okay? Here we go. Here's the dump truck. Here's the dump truck come to pick up the show. This is what would happen with no producers. Thank you.